I want to talk about consistency. In life, a lot of times you see people, they have a lot of intensity and they're super excited. And the word y'all know I don't like to use, this generation, they call it grinding. Everybody like to grind. And I just translate that into intensity. So a lot of times you have a lot of intensity, which spikes up really high, comes down a little bit, maybe come up again, and then it gradually dies down. Think of like the Energizer Bunny, like a battery. A battery, we used to test 9-volt batteries by tapping on our tongue and it kind of give you a little joke. But after time, that battery then dies out. As a matter of fact, I have a chirping right this minute from one of our smoke detectors, which I have to change that battery. Why? Because the intensity of the battery has declined. So intensity doesn't last long term, but consistency, up, down, up, down, up, down. Kind of indicative of what a stock market chart looks like. It goes up, comes down a little bit, goes up, comes down, but it's continuously elevating over the course of time. One of my mentors, Dr. George C. Fraser, always talks about that. Whenever we end our conversation, he always says, Sean, stay the course, in that deep voice that he has. And it always reminds me to stay consistent. Keep on keeping on, and you're going to see the results. So a lot of people have been inboxing us here over the last few weeks. Like, oh man, you guys are rock and roll. You got a lot of momentum. But listen, man, this was not an overnight success. I'm going to post a video later on. I just shared it with Tara this morning of just watching the kids being so little, doing what they do. And to us, it's like, all right, we don't really see the growth. It's kind of like how you don't see your own kids growing sometimes. Well, it's the same thing for us, but when we stop and look back at old footage, it's like, man, we have really traveled far in this journey with Kennedy and Kaden as far as their entrepreneurial pursuits. So, understand the difference between, like I said, consistency and intensity. Now, you do have to have some intensity, but know that the continuity, that's what's going to stay mainstream throughout the whole process. That's what's going to give you the stick-to-itiveness to finish the journey and to keep succeeding in life. So thank you for all you guys that do give out shout outs and everything. We do appreciate cool, kind words like that, but understand that, man, what you're seeing is a result of the seeds that we planted a long time ago, the investments we put into the kids at an early age. So whatever it is that you're doing, just stay consistent. Don't worry about checking. Now, do you have measuring points? Of course, but don't keep going back checking it over and over and over. Just keep doing the work. Do the smart work. It's not about working hard. You guys hear me say that all the time. I don't believe in hard work. I believe in smart work. There's a vast difference, because if hard work was the key, man, there's a lot of hardworking laborers out here in the world. And if it was based on hard work alone, they'd be very successful, wealthy in their own particular rights. So it's more about leveraging. And let's talk about leveraging a little bit as a closeout here. When I say leveraging, you got to leverage everything. You got to leverage relationships. You got to, first of all, establish relationships. Then you got to cultivate the relationship and continue building that relationship. And it's not just to have the relationship to get something. That's never the case. Build a relationship first, and great business deals and opportunities and doors will open for you automatically by having the genuine relationship from the first place. A lot of rooms that we get in is based on relationships. It's based on experience and expertise in what we do, but many times it's built on relationships. Speaking of Dr. George C. Fraser, he has an amazing book called Click that talks about networking and relationship building and how that can bridge the gap between what's known as your current reality versus your preferred reality. The gap in the middle, that's the transformation period. We have to change who we are, what we're doing. We have to unlearn some things that we may have learned to be able to bridge the gap, to have that transformation to get to the preferred reality. All right, guys, I'm Dr. Sean J. Harris. Make impact, make money while you're doing it.